All right, this is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. We're thankful for all of those who are going to be tuning in, all of those that are here with us. We are so glad for each of you, and we're thankful for all of those persons that will tune in. And we look forward to an awesome discussion tonight about marriage and relationships and engagements and women um, at large. So hopefully everyone get on time, everybody get in. If you all can like and share. For those that's going to tune in, we're waiting on Abundant Faith to tune in. And we're waiting on Lady May. I wonder where Lady May is. Hopefully she'll be tuning in. She's cook. Tuning in too. All right. Let's go. Let's get here. We just gotta get these numbers up. Good evening, Private Cassandra. Good evening, Danielle. Good evening, Bree. Bree, you're supposed to be on the panel. Bree, if you have a lot, but if you're nervous, don't worry about it. Bree, you're supposed to be on the panel. I sent you a link. So we have some guests here. We have some guests that is part of the Abundant Faith family. Last week it was very interesting. We had a great time, and we had exuberant time, and we had the comment section blew up. It went to about 1,000 comments, and I don't know if it's going to be that much because the igniter of the conversation is now on the panel, Miss Alexandria the Great. She's on the panel. She set it off last week, but we had Pastor Sarita, who is also single. We have Sister Shanella, who is also single, and Alex, who is also single, and I think Connie is somewhere around listening, who's also dating with a purpose. And so we're going to bring them on. We're going to hear it from the single women. Tonight's Bible class will be dealing with the Proverbs 31 women. You all tag those names and tell them to get to the Bible class. Jackie, all tag your people in. You get the praise team here. Come on, tag them, tell them to get the Bible class. Sister Ebony, all of them. Tag them and tell them to get the Bible class. All of y'all skip. Come on, let's get these numbers up. Let's get these numbers up. And you all tag their name and tell them to get the Bible. Where's T.O. Atkinson? Mr. Atkinson, where is he at? Praise the Lord. Thank you, Deacon Skip. All right, there Bree is. All right, we got these different ones on. So we're going to bring these daughters of the ministry on, and we appreciate all of them. Let's see how we're going to do this. Let me see. Add. Okay. Shanella's phone's janky or something. I don't know what's wrong with it. All right.
I'm here, Bishop.
Shanella, can you see? Can you see me?
Yes, sir.
What's wrong?
Yes, sir.
We can't see you. We can't see you. You're saved now. You ain't want it. Amen. All right. So we're going to talk about briefly. We're going to open the discussion up. You can introduce yourself, what city you are in. And you can, it's up to you. You can say your name, where you're from. And you can say you're single, or you can say it's complicated, or you're dating with a purpose. I started with Pastor Sarita. She can start first.
Hi, I'm Pastor Sarita. I am single, and I am in the Charlotte, North Carolina area.
All right. Next we have Bree.
Hi, I am Bria. I am in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and it's complicated.
All right. Shanella.
Hey, my name is Sharnella. I'm in St. Louis, Missouri right now, and I'm dating with a purpose.
All right. Connie.
Everybody there?
They froze. Connie, Alex. Are they froze?
We were froze. We were
Okay.
froze. Sorry, but
Okay. Go
what
ahead,
was the
state your
question?
name.
Sorry.
Single, dating with a purpose. State your name.
Oh, yes. My name is Alexandria Hunter. I am single. Am dating with purpose.
All right. Connie.
I'm Constance, and I am engaged.
All right. All right. That's good. Okay. Tonight we're gonna talk about this. Yesterday we had the men on last week, particularly my sons, Amere Jr. and Amani, and they had to say, and we talked about it. If a woman had body counts on them and this, all that, but we're gonna get a woman's perspective. Alex said that we need to hear. Now, Alex, y'all gotta get some better Wi-Fi. We made sure. So a lot of the women came to me and said, "Well, Pastor, we want to make sure we have something to say as well." So I'm going to read this passage of scripture because it is Bible class night, and we're not only dealing with single women and men, we're dealing with relationship, any kind of relationship that can possibly help you. Now, Proverbs 31 is very interesting. It's really dealing with, you all would call it a virtuous woman, but we call it a capable woman. A capable woman. According to the tradition of this verse, Proverbs 31:10-31 were originally created by Abraham in the memory of his wife. Okay, that's some of my studies brought out today. It was a memorial letter to his wife, later used as the passage in Jewish mysticism and allude to Shabbat as a queen or a concept designed bring reverence to the Sabbath, who was welcome into the home. And contemporaries consider this poem symbolic of the Shekinah, the feminine presence of God, and the Torah and the wisdom. So it's very deep. It gets deep. In contemporary Jewish observance, these verses are sung or they are read at the Shabbat table every Friday evening. All right, that was their date night. Usually by a man. So when you see you see Proverbs 31, it's usually by a man that quotes it to his wife. These praises extol the virtuous woman, indeed a woman who shined the light of God through their actions, through their display of love. But who is this capable woman? She is a woman who is attentive to herself and to those that are around her. Her heart is bound into the well-being of others. She is creative and resourceful, and she radiates between beauty of her own unique way. She cares for herself, but she knows she is a more than a physical body. She emanates this beauty from her soul as well, in servitude and in love. She is fully aware of her place in the plan of God, seizing each moment in intentions. This practical and spiritual woman aligns her thoughts, body, and life and fortitude and press forth despite obstacles. She might be single, she might be married, she might work, she may be a home builder, she might be a corporate executive, she might be a teenager or a grandmother. Whoever she is the woman who strives to live her life to her service to God. So we're going to jump right in onto it. Chanel, are you there still?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the question is, in your mind, what do you think a capable woman, or what the scriptures say a virtuous woman is? One of y'all can answer. What do you think the virtuous woman is? Pastor Sarita, you can go first.
I feel a virtuous woman is, she stands for a lot of different things. And that is one that can withstand a lot. Woman that can come, that can just, I would just have to say, speaking from experience, whatever comes her way, she still stands. The Bible says she takes care of her household. No matter what is thrown at her, she still makes sure she maintains her household. She still maintains a roof over her head. Whether she's single, whether she's married, she's going to make sure her house is intact. She's going to make sure things are done. She's still going to maintain her relationship with God. She's still going to make sure that it doesn't fall. She holds it together. She holds the family together. She tries to hold the pieces together. I looked at my grandmother growing up. She made sure everything was grounded. You never knew, just like I heard you preach as well, on Sunday, you never knew some parents, or you never saw when grandparents or anybody were poor, because grandma or mommy always made sure everything was done. You know, we had enough food. We never went without. You never knew you didn't have, because they always showed that you had. You always had what you needed. You get what you need. And to me, you powerful, strong women withstand adversity. And I think that's a Proverbs 31 woman to me, because you would withstand adversity no matter what it goes through. You don't fall, you don't collapse. And if you do, you still get back up. And that's a woman that can get back up no matter what. How hard she falls, she still gets back up.
Right, and that's what the 17th verse of this applies. It says, "She gathers her strength around her and throws herself into her work. She sees that her business affairs go well. Her lamp stays lit at night." So, therefore, she's a busy woman. She's not consumed in mess or anything like that. Um, Let me ask the panel this, and you all can just jump on in. We just gonna have a conversation. What does this word is kind of oxymoronic, and people like Alex, who's very forthright, I'm sure it can come in, and Charnella and Bria. What does submission looks like? And do women in 2022 really hate that word? Is that a bad word? You all want to get rid of it? Submission.
I'll go first, but I don't think submission is a bad word. A lot of me and a lot of my friends talk about submission a lot, because it's being brought up a lot again, by male counterparts, and they're saying, they want a submissive woman. Well, I think where a lot of my generation gets offended by that is because when these newer generation men are saying submissive, they're not really meaning submission. They just want someone they can control. And so I always tell people, hey, can you love me into submission? Because if you can't do that, I have no reason to be submissive to you.
All right.
I also think that the word submission is very misunderstood. I don't think a lot of these men or young men understand the definition of submission. They just like she just said, oh, they think you're supposed to obey. That's not really what it's saying. You want me to obey, but you want me to be your slave. I am not your slave. That's first and foremost. This right here is a partnership. You show me respect, you get respect from me. And that's why they always say, and I have to say, the Black woman, oh, she just has an attitude. And every time you turn around, she just wants to shake her head and do this and do. It's not about that. But if you show me respect, you can get respect. A Black woman will give you, or any woman will give you the respect you needed. A woman will be submissive to you, will stand by your side, and everything will have your back all the way. But if you want me to just be your slave and your punching bag, no, I'm not going to submit to you. I'm not going to do what you want. If you talk to me any kind of way, I'm not a dog. So don't call me a dog. Don't treat me like a dog. That's not my name.
So you all said that most men, when they talk about submission, they just want you all to be the puppet. So, exactly. Charnella, is there borders there, Charnella? Do you all are saying you don't have a problem with being submissive, but it has to be some guidelines to your submissiveness. And I hear people in the comments saying, and what are we submitting to?
Yeah, so I believe submitting to your mate or your man is a positive, definitely if you're talking biblical. But he's the head, he's the leader. So if he's leading me, he has to have a plan. We have to have a clear direction on where we're going. And if it's not clear, then I'm not submitting to anything. We're lost. It's the blind leading the blind. So definitely if we have a plan and we have an agreement, we definitely can submit and follow you. And there's nothing wrong with that.
And oftentimes, we often want to fall in love before we submit. But the truth of the matter is, you can be in love and not submit. So that goes along with, is Bria still on? I don't know, Bria, we lost her. Hello, Bria, you still there? All right. We might have lost it. So that word submission is come under. And there's some type of come under the authority of which you have to come under some type of authority. So I agree with some of the comments said, submitting to what? I'm talking about the relationship. Now, you all come on, we're going to crack this ice real good because it seemed like I was talking to some people yesterday at Bible class. Why do women, I cannot speak for women, I don't know women, I don't know try to be women, I cannot represent women. But the truth of the matter is, do you think that Black women are less submissive than other women from Europe, I should say European women? You all can chime in. We're going to crack the sky today. So do you all think you all are less? So here's the story. Here's the locker room talk. Let me give you the locker room talk. Let me give you the preacher's office talk. Let me give you the barbershop talk. The barbershop talk is that a lot of Black men don't want to deal with Black women because they're too contentious. They're cantankerous and contentious and full of ambiguity. Now, you all are beautiful women of God, and we can't say all. We shouldn't say all, nothing. But is that true? Has this has been stereotyped for years. And so do you all think this is somewhat a cop-out, or do you actually think there is some validity to it that Black men would rather go outside of their race because they don't want to deal with the combativeness of a Black woman?
I'll go again. I think that there's two parts to that. Like, I can see where they feel that Black women are, well, I'm just going to speak for Black women, are combative and we're authoritative and all of these things. But Black women have also been proven over years why we have to be that way. It's because our Black men have not given us a reason or shown us by example why we shouldn't. You can't treat us any kind of way, talk to us any kind of way, leave us to raise our children alone, and then expect us to not have a voice or expect us to not be combative to what you say. We've been given every opportunity to say, hey, this is why we're this way. And now because we're this way, you dislike us. But we're your own creation. You have done this to us. We have been forced and been put in positions to where we have to be almost male and female in relationships, or authoritative, or the person that takes initiative, or any of these things, as if we're the male counterpart, when in reality we weren't even created to be that way. We were created to be feminine but turned masculine over years, after example after example after example of why.
All right. So you're saying you're blaming it on the Black man, the Black man. So here's the problem, and you all can chime in. You know what? I think we spend so much time blaming each other that nothing is getting accomplished. If we ask a question, we say the man needs to do this, and then the women say, the man say, well, the women need to do this and submit to me because I'm this and that. So where's our middle ground? Where's our resolve? Where do we go from here? Because we've been hearing this old age argument for years that Black women are not submissive, and I deal with the Beckys and different ones, the Lizzies, because I don't feel like dealing with it. It's just facts. You can look at statistics now. How many Black men are dating outside and marrying outside of marriage? So how can you all end this, or it's not your responsibility in any world epidemic, and it's an epidemic, but how do you all can change the trajectory of this, Sarita or Shanella?
I think it's about accountability. We can't blame another person for how you behave. No matter how they behave, you have to be held accountable for your own actions. In any relationship or any situation, there's two people in it, right? So there's a reason why something happened, even though you wasn't the culprit for all of it. You played a role in it. You was a form of an enabler or whatever it looks like. So I believe accountability. Just because an individual does something does not mean you're supposed to act out of character. That goes back to being a virtuous woman. You're supposed to be able to conduct yourself in all situations at all times, no matter what it is. So being held
Now that
accountable.
is the key of being a virtuous woman. So let's break that down. She's and it deals with the Hebrew. It's a capable woman. A capable woman does not respond based upon the lack of, or the lack of something, lack of love, the lack of love, or the lack of friendship, the lack of a man. She always responds, and that's what he was telling her and bragging about. A Proverbs 31 woman is a woman that's self-sufficient. She's independent, and she can respond to anything that's placed in her hand because she's versus Pastor Sarita. So what do you think about that?
I agree 100%. And the thing is just as you said, I look at it like this. I actually, when you go through different things, you can't blame the next person for what someone has done to you.
Right.
And this is what I think how a lot of relationships fail, and they start off wrong because you've been hurt in a previous relationship. Instead of getting healed from that previous relationship, you go into the next relationship and you carry the hurt or whatever you were. So you already automatically going extra guarded. And so now you're already expecting something. So you're going to hold it against that next person. And you hold it just, and that's how we get categorized. Like we're already talking. Well, all men are dogs. Remember, we always grew up hearing all men are dogs or all of this. But we can no longer do that because why? Not every man, not every black man dates out of his race. And then we can't always look at it like that. We can't always look at, well, he's not going to see me because he's going to want that one. Because now we're actually putting ourselves and not giving ourselves the credit because it doesn't matter. We know who we are. And I am, if we are royalty, because God is royalty and we are heirs to the throne, that means I am a princess because God is the king. So that means I am royalty. So we should walk and conduct ourselves as that. We shouldn't compare ourselves to anybody else. It shouldn't get in our mental. And that's what the problem is. We hold things in our mental state.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to start thinking sometimes outside the box. Not what our parents thought or how they thought, but we have to think about what's best for us, not what our parents went through a lot of things, because now we have to do better than what our parents did. So we
Right.
can't hold what held them back and take that into what we're living because we can't live for them.
I
So
I
now,
want to piggyback off of that too, Pastor Sharita. In regards to what you're saying, I think what people deal with when they have those thoughts is insecurities,
exactly,
low self-esteem, because you cannot go into a relationship or in a partnership or anything expecting for somebody to give you something.
exactly,
So, an example to give: a piece of cheese and Swiss cheese, right? What's the difference? One has holes
I'll
in it,
come
one is
right
a
back.
full cheese. One is a full piece of cheese. You go in a relationship to be embellished, to be helped taken to the next level, not going into looking for someone to fulfill holes and lacks in your life. And that's the issue. Also, women, you got to realize, what are you? Are you a queen or you a rug? What's the difference in the queen and the rug? A rug is a nice Persian rugs. It lies. It's beautiful. But what do people do to those rugs? They wipe dirt on them. They don't give it no respect. It has no purpose. A queen demands respect. Everybody don't come talk to the queen. The queen role is to cover the queen at all times. She runs the palace. He don't. He's the face of it. So when you know your role and you know what your purpose is in life, then all these other
Oh,
distractions does not matter. But
that's some
that's what I
good
have to
talking.
say.
I hope whoever you
exactly,
dating, they probably lucky. That's some good queen talk. But nevertheless,
exactly,
all right.
exactly.
So one of the sons are on here. Prophet Marquise Taylor's on here. So Marquise, is it hard to find a young black woman in today's society that lines up with Proverbs 31? Do you think that? Marquise, are you there? We lost him. All right. So, Sister Connie, do you all think? And you know, y'all had the women. The women was on just last. The women was on last. The
Bishop,
men
can you
were
hear
on
me?
last week, and it was given to Brother Marquise. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Bishop. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can't see you, but we can hear you. But the question was: Is it a challenge to find a capable Proverbs 31 woman in today's society?
It's kind of breaking up, but you asked.
Show your face.
I heard you say ask about Proverbs 31 woman. It's kind of
Yeah,
going in
can
and
you show
out.
your face? They don't know who they're talking to, so they don't know who they're talking to. Yeah, I don't know the face. Chanela's went out too. So the question is, and we're going to hear this is a
Yeah.
shift. We're going to have. Is it difficult to find a Proverbs 31 woman? And women, ask you all, is it difficult to find a king who can voice a Proverbs 31 woman? Are you there, Marquis?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
All right. Do you find it challenging to find a Proverbs 31 woman?
I find it quite challenging in 2022. Yes, it's highly challenging.
And what is the reason for that?
Some of the main reason, from my observation, is self-identity and self-worth. If I could simplify it to its simplest form.
All right. So that goes back to what Chanela is saying, confidence, Connie, confidence, at least. It goes back to she know who she is. And so we see a lot of our women are on IG. They're doing it, a lot of things for the likes. A lot of men are too. And they're showing their body, they're displaying themselves. Do you think this comes, Connie, from a low point of low self-esteem?
Hey, I believe it's like a threefold cord. I believe it's from low self-esteem. I also believe it's due to the environment that we are in as Gen X's, I should say, or millennials. There's a new environment. There's a new diaspora that's taking place in the young people. You know, there was social media impacting us even at a young age.
All right. So what's chime in, Connie? Are you forbidden to speak, Connie, or can you talk? I
I
mean,
can talk.
we're not in Dubai. I think you have the right to speak. I mean,
I can talk, Bishop.
all right. So you want to chime in on that or what?
I would say that part of it could stem from some past hurt or past trauma, but it's a choice that people make. So
Do you all think it's hard to find a man of valor?
I mean, sometimes. I mean, I can't speak on it being hard, but
Y'all quiet. I know all y'all are very opinionated. Is it hard? We talked about last week that we had the men on, and they gave.
I say yes.
And so, is it hard to find a man's man? Is it hard to find a man of valor?
Yes.
I
You
wouldn't
think so?
I wouldn't say it's hard, but it's definitely the term man of valor or can be looked at so many different ways. I think that means different things to different women, which makes the cookie cutter men of valor hard to find because it's not that. It's not we're not looking for the same type of man. Every woman has their kryptonite.
So that's
That's
good,
different.
though, and that's
Yep.
so true. So let's go to the basics. We know you might look for a roughneck. You might look for a zaddy. You may look for a preacher. You may look for a basketball player. You may look for a mama's boy. But the truth of the matter, all of that has to come through the substratum of one man. He has to have one thing in common, regardless of where you come from, and that is what? Responsibility. He has to be a responsible man. Because when God gave him Eve and gave him the garden, he had to till the ground, he had to be responsible for the ground. So if he's an irresponsible man, that's off the charts already. I don't care how good he looked, how much money he had, I mean, whatever's going on. The truth of the matter is, he has to be responsible. Do you all agree with that? You don't have to agree, but do you agree with that?
Yes.
So if he's a responsible man, then we can build upon something and enhance it and embellish it a little bit, right? All right.
Yes.
But the question is, how much responsible does he have to be in 2022 because a lot of you all are compromising his responsibility so you can have him. And then it begins to get in trouble because now you're crossing and mixing roles. And some of you may find it fine to mix roles. You don't have a problem with mixing roles anymore. Because you're giving up on yourself and you just want a happy home. And so I think it's unfair now that women have to compromise their relationship to have a mate or date or a husband. I think a lot of women have to compromise because the man is not a Genesis 1 man. So we're talking about a Proverbs 31 woman. We don't find a Genesis 3, chapter 3 man. So where do we go from here? So now women are independent. So let me ask you all this. Did God ever create you to be independent? I want to hear from all you all.
I don't think God created us to be independent, but
Come on, I know you've been singing all weekend. Come on, clear your throat. I know you and your fiance, y'all got throat. Y'all.
I don't think that God created us to be independent. However, I do believe that women have become independent over time because of being let down by the male figure, being let down by whoever she was in a relationship with, or even being let down by her own father. So because of that, she has become more independent versus being able to let her guard down and let a man step up and be head of the household.
And also, I believe it's not, and I've had this conversation a lot too, it's not every woman's goal to marry. It's not every woman's goal to have a companion. It's not a desire of women's anymore to necessarily have a man by their side. I think it's become more of a desire versus an obligation. I know plenty of women who are satisfied with being alone, and they're not these over aggressive, overzealous, masculine women. They just love the peace and quiet of themselves. And I think women as a whole have just evolved so much that, again, marriage is more of a desire than an obligation. And we have a little bit more to live for than just our companion.
Yeah, I don't think it's a negative to be an independent woman. I believe anything that you do in overdo something can be a negative, right? If you're too independent, if you're too boisterous and doing all of those things, losing your class, I think that can be a negative. But it's not bad to be an independent woman. Why? Because a man wants a woman that can think for themselves and to help build the kingdom and the palace and whatever they're creating. So I think that is not a bad idea to be independent, have your own mind, and not be codependent upon someone else. Being codependent is definitely a negative attribute to have. So I believe being independent, being able to think for yourself is okay, just not overdoing it if you're looking to commit or be in a committed relationship with the individual. Or
Well,
any,
I think that this is my opinion. I'm trying to be very open-minded. I didn't held my tongue about 3 times when y'all said something. I don't want to be full of dogma and just be religious. So I'm the bishop and just rip off about 5 scriptures. So I'm trying to be open-minded. I'm trying to hear you all, trying to hear one generation, Sarita generation, Shanella generation, then you all's generation. Alex, how old are you?
I'll be 29 this year.
29, Shanella's
31.
31, Sarita
48.
Okay, so we got Connie.
I'll be 30 this year.
All right, I got a co-host, Marquise. He's on here. He's single and 30, I think, 35. Okay, so here's the thing. I need to go off of, and we're gonna open it up because y'all still reserved a little bit. Y'all still reserved. It's interesting to know this, that you have a valuable role as a woman of God. Marquise is 31, and he's single, and he's moving here. He's gonna be one of my armor bearers. So let me just say this. There is my law, what I feel, there's the law of God, and there's the law of society. Society laws does not necessarily go along with my home or with the theological law. Theos, God, study of ology, the study of. So in the Bible, in Genesis chapter 2, verse 18, because this is Bible class, that the Bible said it's not good for the Adama, the man, that's anthropos, male or female, to be alone. I think we have literally We lost somebody. I think we have literally compromised and got satisfied with being alone, Alex. Like you said, everybody doesn't want to be married, all right? And everybody doesn't want to have children. Well, if we go back to it, and y'all heard me teach it 2 weeks ago, and people didn't like it, but a lot of us, a lot of women and men have compromised their homes for their own desires. We've compromised. We're becoming preachers, pastors, corporate women, and that's your right. You can become whatever you want to. But your original intent was to be a helpmeet to him.
Right. That's right.
Now we can change it by I know we in 2022, but the original, whatever the helpmeet is, help them get the career, help them get the boss, help them get the construction business up, help them to do whatever, the church up. That was the original intent. But now then Isaiah prophesied and said there will be 7 women to 1 man. And no, we know those numbers have dramatically changed. Now it's about 25 women to 1 man. And so now women are arguing and fighting over a man because there's a shortage, in which the Proverbs 31 woman never has to fight over a man. All right? It is what it is. So when we talk about the independent women, yes, I'm talking about being independent to be able to matriculate, study, and think for yourself. But God never wanted you to be independent because it was the responsibility of the man to always see for your needs. Now, we can change it in 2022. I mean, we become boss chicks, we become CEOs, and y'all doing it, y'all PhD, all this. Yeah, 25 women to 1 man, that's bad because 3 million men are in prison. Black and brown men, 3 million are in prison. And then those that are in church, we ain't gonna go there. And but nevertheless, we need to go back to what goes back. So it goes back. Independent man, independent woman. Man is supposed to be independent to an extent. None of us are really supposed to be independent. God made us, and it talks about in the scriptures, 2 is better than 1. So we're not just supposed to be, you're not supposed to be independent women. And I think Salt and Pepper messed that up. What is the mother girls? T-Bob them messed that up. Don't Want No Scrub and all these kind of songs, all messed it up. And they have infused your mind to make you think, I'm good, I'm a chick, boss chick, you can be you can be a queen. A queen owns her palace. She runs her palace. But the truth of the matter is, your responsibility was to you, your husband, and your children. And I think we have compromised that. What do you think, Bree? What do you think, Bree? Why don't you chime in? You haven't been able to say anything. What do you think about that?
I think that that's true what you're saying. I just think that that's true what you're saying. You're speaking real life right now. Right.
That's right. So and that's it. So now it seems like, and then I'm gonna keep punching because I'm a host. I'm not just a pastor talking. I'm a host. So a host asks questions to stir up any good host. So it seems like in today's society, when I look at it, I'm outdated. I'm 48 and I'm out there. I don't know what y'all doing. Y'all doing some crazy stuff today that I've never seen. They're having key parties. They're having orgies. They're having what do they call it? They're swapping wives. Do you all think you all should share your man? You no
Nope.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
So you all, this is why you cannot just say that this generation, because you all don't believe in that, right?
Not at all.
All right. So anything that God's given you shouldn't have to share. So it seems like in today's society, you all can say this. It seems like he's dating your body and you're dating his money. What y'all think about that?
That is what.
Go ahead.
Come on,
Go ahead,
Alex,
Bree. Go ahead, Bree.
you this quiet. Alex, who's in that house? I've never seen you this quiet.
It's just Connie and Aquarius. That's it.
Oh, tell Aquarius I need him live. How in the world is this true? It seems like he's dating your body and you're dating his money.
That's not true.
Well, I ain't gonna say that's true because I've personally been at a point where I've said, look, I'm tired of loving these men for their heart. I'm finna love them for their pocket. Because it gets so hard sometimes. It gets so hard to find somebody, meet them, go through the lovey-dovey stuff just to be left with nothing at the end. So I do believe that monetary acknowledgement is not a bad thing. I'm sorry, TLC said it right. I don't want no scrub. I want a baller. I'm tired of dating broke men. I'm
But,
tired.
okay, that's fine. But a lot of men are saying, "What are you bringing to the table?"
And that's correct. I do believe
These guys now is saying, "You want me to have money, but I need you to have money too."
And I agree, but I think a lot of these men are getting it confused. Just because I want you to have money don't mean I don't have my own. I just want you to spend yours.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to have to spend mine.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
That don't mean I ain't. They don't just because you bring a bag to the table don't mean I didn't provide the table for you to bring the bag to. It just means I want you to spend your money, not I want to spend.
The consensus is don't no woman want a broke man, right?
Period. And
but you all say life is supposed to be equality. Danielle always preaching equality to me. I don't believe equality. I don't believe in equality. I'm just gonna tell you, y'all can be mad at me and just say what you want to say. I don't believe a woman should have to take care of a man, but I do believe that a man should be able to take care of his woman. And they say I'm old-fashioned, but some would say you're saying that I'm not going to deal with no broke man, but there's a lot of men today saying they're not going to deal with a broke woman.
fine.
I mean,
so where do we go, Sarita?
And that's fine.
That ends up being a problem.
Again.
It's and I see the way a lot of the young people, my daughters think the same way. It irks me sometimes. But I get what y'all saying, but that's how this generation is thinking. I'm with you,
Right.
Bishop. I'm honestly with you. But then I look at it, and this is just speaking from me. I'm single. People will look at me and be like, but why are you single? I know a lot of people try and talk to you. I know, no, people do not approach me. People do not try to talk to me. People look at me and say, you look like you're already taken. Please tell me what taken looks like. Please tell me.
Okay, I gotta stop there. I gotta help you out right there. You and Cassandra Miles, Carmen, a few of the other church, y'all look like y'all married to a bishop and y'all on y'all way to heaven. Y'all, I'm just gonna tell them. No, I'm just gonna tell you. It's the way.
What?
I'm telling you, y'all don't even look single. Y'all don't even look like y'all too churchy. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. No, I gotta help you. This is straight talk / Bible class. Y'all look like y'all ready for a prayer meeting. Y'all don't look nothing like single women. No, I'm just gonna tell you right now. Go right now and look at your page, Carmen's page, Cassandra's page. It's 100 scriptures. Social media. No.
You said something, Pastor. You said something.
I mean, it has nothing to do with reflecting your intellect. It has. Thank you, son. It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with your intellect, your smile, what you got going on. All you see is Jesus. So y'all, let me just tell you this. You say nobody approach you. They just see Jesus with y'all, but then they see this woman, breasts, hips, lips, tap. Why they gonna come talk to y'all? They ain't coming. That's why they ain't coming.
But even outside, Bishop, come on.
Y'all even dress like you're saved. You carry your purse like this and you look like you're ready to tarry and have a Holy Ghost fit with somebody right now. Right now. Cassandra got a Dottie Peoples ponytail and looking like she want to say up glory and asking people to come to prayer. You want to come to prayer? He don't want no prayer. He want to talk to you. Serena, and you just shouting. You just doing this. No. He want to know.
Bishop, I don't go nowhere.
No, and that's why ain't nobody approaching you. I'm telling you, I'm just telling you right now. Y'all know, y'all are competing with a bad Cornelius spirit. So if God just don't directly send you somebody, y'all in trouble.
See,
I ain't telling you to compromise, but we are in the day of revelation revealed. I don't care if you're a size 2 or a size 22. Women out here are revealing themselves. I'm not saying y'all lower your standards and do that, but I'm also saying to you that you got to kind of rearrange yourself. Go live. I'm just saying. Maybe y'all can help me out, Chanel. Come on, talk to me. Y'all, Chanel, I'm sure young men try to talk to you. I'm sure Greek men try to talk to you. I don't want Connie to answer that. I'm sure men talk to you, Alex. So what's the problem with Serena? She's going to the convocation.
First of all, I think Sarita is a lovely lady.
Oh, we know that.
Thank
That ain't what we
you.
saying. See, women always y'all defend each other. Y'all defend each
No,
other.
we're supposed to.
We
We're
don't need
supposed
to
to
defend.
uplift.
We telling truth.
Thank
We telling
you.
truth.
We're supposed to uplift. But I will say, I think again, nobody wants to feel like they're advertising themselves.
Right.
Nobody wants to
Can I teach you this? What's wrong with being sexy in Pentecostalism?
Now you know I don't
It's
see
not
nothing wrong.
promoted.
I don't
It's
see
not
nothing wrong.
promoted. You
I don't
don't
see
have
nothing
to be revealing, but you can be sexy in Pentecostalism. You
I don't
can
wear my-
dress like you are 40 versus 65.
I'm dressing like I'm 65, Bishop. No, I don't.
But no, I know some of the ladies in the comments feel like we were saying they need to advertise themselves. That's not what we're saying.
No, that's not what we're saying.
You kind of
No,
are.
we're not saying that.
Kinda.
No.
You're dressed married and you're not.
No. I'm saying to you,
and you're not.
you don't have to wear your hair like Medea and your curls looking like Mother Ray on the front row bench. I'm saying you can be. I'm just saying, just wearing. Y'all know that y'all playing with me. I'm trying to be kind because other folks don't know us. This is a family conversation, and I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be kind. I would never say reveal yourself, but I'm saying don't lose. I didn't fall in love with Pastor King because she can sing. Ain't no man gonna fall in love with
what
you
we
because
got to
he can
get
preach and
to
pray. He don't care if he can preach and pray and prophesy. He don't want you for that. Come on, Chanel, jump in there. What you say?
I was on a delay. I apologize. I didn't mean to cut you off. I think what we got to get to, us being youthful, vibrant women, is still enjoying life.
Yes.
Do the things that you want to do with that person, that mate. So if you like to do massages, go on trips, go to restaurants, do those things, because that's where you're going to find your man at. But you can still be saved and holy and be approachable. I get approached often. I'm not stonewalled to
You get approached
people.
often?
I mean, because I'm a sociable person. That's just what I do.
Yeah.
So I think my aura is presentable, right? I'm not revealing. I mean, I used to wear short clothes, right? Bishop would say, but I don't show myself off. And when I did that, that wasn't what I was getting. But the moral of the story is being in the right posture and being in the right position and being available for what you want. If you're going for a job interview, you're going to dress and put yourself in a certain attire to get the job, right? You're going to have your mindset for that job. You're going to research for that job. So if you're looking for a man, identify what you're looking for in a man. What are your 10 qualities that you're looking for in a man? What are the 10 in those 10 qualities? What are negotiable things? What are you willing to negotiate with the man? Meaning, okay, if he don't have this, I'm okay with that, right? And what are things that you're not willing to negotiate with, and set yourself in a position to find that man? He's not going to be in your house. He's not going to be at all the church convocations. He's not going to be at all the restaurant with all the ladies that we cackle at, right? We might have to go to a biker's event or something different. But it doesn't mean you're selling yourself, you're advertising yourself. If you like stuff like that, if you're a woman that likes smoking cigars, go to a cigar lounge, whatever that thing is, but start enjoying life and he will find you. You don't have to go out and seek him, but get yourself out. Get yourself out. God didn't make us to be by ourselves. He did not. He did not. And go back to what Alex was saying, is some women that want to be by themselves. No, that's not really what they want to do. That's some hidden trauma and some things that they got to address. Nobody is made to be by themselves. When people go to prison, they're in 23-hour lockback, they go crazy. Nobody is set to be without human interaction. That is not how we was made up. People can tell you that. They can wear a mask, which we all wear a mask now, that that's what they're doing, but that's not true. That's not really what they want. So again, be honest and true to yourself. Be honest and true to yourself, what you want, but you cannot go out here looking for something if you don't know what you're looking for. You have to be honest with yourself and say, what do I want? What do I want? And then you'll find that thing. But if you're just out there willy-nilly, like, oh, it might be this, it might be that, you don't know what you want. And that's why you're not finding the right things. And that's why you're not in the right position. But that's just my thought process.
Awesome. Y'all, listen, you all that's on, please tag about 7 people. Please get on. We get these numbers up. We got about 20 more minutes. Let me say this. Are you women willing to tell a man tonight that you've got to earn it before I give it to you?
Yes.
And I'm not just talking about sexual relationship. It used to be a time when we had to earn a phone number. We had to
Period.
earn the phone number. We had to earn the next week. We had to have game. I mean, guys don't even have to have game no more. Things have changed dramatically because we can find everything about you with Google search, or we could just find out. So, are y'all willing to make him earn it? It has to be. I mean, it has to be a game of cat and mouse. It has to be a game of cat and mouse. I mean, and I'm not messing with anybody, but I'm just saying you're grown. You can do what you want to do with your own body. There's a principle of God, but there's a principle of this being human. Mammals love sex. If you're a mammal, you love sex. And stop rebuking your flesh and rebuking when you feel like you're in heat. That's God. That's not the devil. God created you to be that way. So you have to posture yourself and position yourself that you don't fall. But you praying 90 days trying to rebuke your sexual proclivities. When you're done praying that 91 day, those proclivities will be there. So what you have to do is position yourself and not create false expectations and put yourself in positions that you may be compromised. But are you willing to sacrifice, or are you willing to tell him, you want me, you've got to earn it?
Yes. And I think that's hard to say. I would never discourage anybody who don't have the same willpower. But I know for me personally, I'm not even giving you my phone number if I don't feel like you need it. Like, if I know I'm not going to talk to you, what you got my number for?
I love what Faith Elizabeth Hines says. She says, one thing my husband did was court me. See, and then that's the beauty of it. He was extremely persistent. He let them know that he wanted, but his persistence, he was consistent. But my husband courted me, and I really mean took me time to know me. See, this is awesome, because I often teach the 4 seasons of dating. I mean, get to know somebody and get to court. I think you all allow church to put pressure on you all to marry. Do y'all feel that way?
I definitely feel that way. I just had this conversation yesterday, literally.
Explain that, Marquise, Prophet Marquise. Explain that. Elaborate on that.
I'm sorry?
Elaborate on that, how the church can make you put pressure on you to marry.
I'm sorry, Pastor. On my end, it's cutting in and out a lot.
I was saying, explain how the church can apply pressure to make you get married even when you're not ready. He's cutting me up. But Sarita, you can chime in on that. So Sarita, let's go back to this. We know you're beautiful. You're anointed. You're gifted. So don't let these guys, don't settle for anything. Don't settle. But just hang on in there. It's gonna be all right. Some old bishop in the corner gonna get married to you.
Well, I don't feel to me, I don't feel the church puts pressure to marry. I would have said maybe I've never been that way. I guess because I am that little church girl that just was always, I just felt, I always wanted to be one of those girls. Yeah, I want to get married, whatever. But now, I mean, if he comes, he comes. If God sends him, God sends him. If not, it is what it is. I mean, I've gotten to that point. I've been married before. So I'm actually divorced. And so I don't have to say I've never been married. I have been married. So that is one thing I can say. But I don't even think the church puts pressure any longer to marry, because there's so many people that aren't married in church anymore. You don't really see the push of marriage like you did back when we were younger. Right. You don't see them saying, you better get married. Y'all together? Well, y'all need to be courting. If y'all gonna be liking each other, if y'all gonna be dating, if y'all gonna be talking, well, when y'all getting married? Oh, y'all getting too close. Y'all need to start getting. They're not doing that any longer. We don't have the old grandmothers and the old mothers of the church anymore. We don't really have mothers in the churches anymore. So we don't have that push of the fathers in the church, the mothers in the church any longer. So we don't really see what we saw in our age groups growing up. So no, everybody's young, everybody's hanging, everybody's chilling, and that's what you see going on. They date,
So is
oh,
Minister
it doesn't
Taquarius
work
there?
out.
Is Minister Taquarius there? Is Minister Taquarius there? Can he contribute to that? Does he feel that the church will play, because he's a preacher, and I think it's different from preachers' standpoints versus regular individuals. Um, does he feel that preachers are pressured into marriage? Um,
One of the commenters said most churches preach to get married so you can have sex without guilt and it be okay.
well,
That don't even count no more. I'm sorry.
well,
That I
well,
don't think so. Because they get off the pole. Oh,
but what she's saying with I don't want to. Is that Elisa? Elisa?
Alyssa?
Alyssa?
listen.
What
Mhm.
Alyssa is saying is actually facts, and it's true. Most churches preach, and that's the dumbest
Yeah,
thing that you
that
can
is.
ever do, is to basically preach someone to get married so you can have sex. Well, let's go back to the origin of the tent. Um, we have to go back to its original intent and the origin of what God says. Um, in the Bible, there's no marriage ceremonies. Without take that man to be thy husband, wife, and love and cherish. There's three ways to be married in the Bible. Um, tell him his pastor say get on the line. He makes too much decisions for himself to be a minister. Tell him to get on. He's just a minister. He's an apprentice. He ain't no bishop. So many people compromise the word of God. You get married through consummation, arrangement. Consummation is with when two persons was together. That's how two no longer two, but they become one. And arrangement, that means if I was a king and Connie's or Briat's father was a king, I could arrange you or marry you off by arrangement or through celebration. And that is the custom of the church. And so we got to ask ourselves, if we go back to God's original intent for marriage, um, how many people are we married to? And then we have to realize what marriage is. It's the Western culture marriage versus the Eastern culture marriage. And we have to realize and ask ourselves, where are we going for here? So we got to really balance it out. We got to, what is really marriage? I mean, just ask yourself, what is really marriage? Is you talking about the Roman Empire way, or what is God's way? What is really marriage all about? So you should not be lying with anybody that you don't want to be your husband or your wife.
Because that messes you. That just messes that you up. Actually, it can damage your whole mindset. It it affects you in so many different ways.
And yeah, because and I think a lot of times people really want to get married because of the church. They don't want to get married because they just enjoy each other. Because quite frankly, you don't even know each other. Statistically speaking, um, you should date 0 to 24 months. But the truth of the matter is, a lot of people is not going to wait. A lot of people is not going to wait, and they rush to get married. But let me just say this, and I'm gonna let you all talk. Bree, I want to hear. Bree, you just enjoying yourself. I want you ain't said nothing. I want you to.
I'm really
I would
taking
not
all of
marry
this
my
in.
daughter to a guy that didn't have anything. Now I'm just gonna tell you. I'm just gonna tell you me. I would if the guy didn't have a house, if the guy didn't have a job, a sustainable job, if the guy didn't have things going on for himself and able to take care of my daughter, I would tell my daughter to stay single until he gets himself together. And I think many of you all have compromised your way of wanting a mate based on loneliness or just want to have a man, or et cetera, et cetera. But you have to, I think a woman, and this is, it gets biased because I think a woman should have a certain amount of confidence in herself to say, I'm not compromising. I'm lonely, but I'm good. But I'm not compromising because I want to do it. And when I do it, I want to do it right. I don't want to go out there and spend my last money on a limit. So therefore, I'm going to save my money, get my credit right, so I'm going to be able to have a warranty on this thing. So just in case, I think everybody should have their stuff together. But primarily, the man has to have his stuff together. That's just me, and I'm biased. I'm just telling you what I would do for my daughters. I would want to know my daughter just, she had a child, had a conversation, a strong conversation with the child's father. My point is, if you have a child by this lady, you should be able to take care of her. She shouldn't have to work the first 3 years. Because you're going to come, your child needs to be with his mother. Your child should have to be with his mother. It shouldn't have to be no babysitter. Your mother, when you have a baby by somebody, that woman should be able to recuperate for a year. Her body should be able to recoup. Her mind, she just had a birth. She just brought life into it. All right. And so you need to be in a position. And if you can't do that, you need to wait.
Exactly.
There it is.
Y'all,
There it is. Wait.
I mean, you are what you rushing for? And then you definitely don't play marriage. Some of y'all playing marriage. We definitely don't move in with each other. One of the worst things that I'm just going to tell you myself, and I'm not talking about anybody, because I know it's millions of people and thousands of shacking. I'm talking about myself. Worst thing me and Kenya did was move in together. What are we doing that for? So if y'all think, because some people are very myopic, when I say things, they think I'm talking about them personally. I'm talking about myself. When I was 20, I shouldn't have moved in with my wife. My wife had no business getting married when I was 21. All right? But we allowed, as then, the custom and the culture of society. I can't even blame the church. It was just me. And because when she was down and I wanted to appreciate her, I can't, because I ain't never did nothing I ain't want to do. And then we got to stop doing that too, blaming it on the church. We don't usually do nothing that we don't want to do. We just blame it. Y'all get the church a black eye about everything. All right. So you gotta just stop doing stuff. Oh, I want to be right before God. Well, be right before him. You ain't got to get married to do so. Do you know what you like? Do you know what kind of person you live? Do you know what country you like? You might not even want to live in the United States. Have you ever been anywhere besides your zip code? And then the man is the question. You got to ask yourself. Sarita was a daddy's girl, and Constance is a daddy's girl. You got to ask a man. You got to ask a man, what can you do for me that my daddy didn't already do? Y'all quiet. Y'all ain't saying nothing.
But you right.
And
You're
this
right.
is why I don't
You're
counsel.
right. You're right, Bishop.
I don't counsel because I know people can't handle this generation is too offended and walking the fence for me to counsel. Because I can't. I really counsel you got to be at least 40 and up because this generation, because I know they can't handle it. I know that I'm old school and I'm just this is ridiculous. If you're going to do some people, don't let the pastor, the church, no one put pressure on you to make a lifetime decision, all right, for you. You better know it for yourself. Don't even allow your orgasm to make a decision for you.
There it is.
That's right. That part right there.
And so you get messed up. No, you got to do and if you got children, you got to say, I got to do what's best for me and my children. I don't care how good she is, man. Outside of that bedroom, if she got cray-cray on her life, leave her. And sometimes you can be in love with something that got baggage. Mm-hmm. You got to leave it. Mm-hmm. If it got baggage, no woman on this panel, no woman that's listening to me should have to battle or fight another woman over another man. Never, ever. And if that's baggage, you do that, you need to run. And leave
I was just looking at a post.
He's supposed to be.
No woman wants to have to fight for her man. No woman wants to have to.
At least if you're going to do wrong, let them respectfully do wrong in the way you don't see it, you don't hear it, you don't do nothing. But as far as that, see, let me tell you something. I'm trying not to testify, but I guess I can't be indicted for it because of statutory limitations. So Lady May can't bring it up in my face. All right, it was over 20 years ago. If I did have somebody, which I ain't know nobody but 1, 2 people, I think. All right, if I did be with somebody, here it is. Say a guy, if he has a main girl, If that man is serious, and now I'm giving y'all game. This is Bishop giving y'all game. If that guy is
I
serious
can't
about
hear.
you, huh?
Something's
If
wrong.
that guy is serious about you, you would never have to fight over him. Not even against another woman. You'll never have to fight his mama. You'll never have to fight his kids. You'll never have to fight nobody around him. You'll never have to compete because he has told everybody she is the one. Don't you mess with her. Mama, I know you, but that's my girl. Daddy, you may not like her, so what? I love her. Respect her. So therefore, you go into a Thanksgiving dinner where folks don't really like you, but they're respecting you because who you are. A man would never compromise you to be in harm's way if he's serious about you. Y'all ain't saying nothing this way. He will make
I'm
people
with you.
respect
I'm with you. I'm here.
He will
I'm with
make.
it.
I didn't mean to be preaching and coming out preaching. I wanted to hear from y'all. He will make people respect you.
Make you a priority.
He'll make
Exactly.
you a priority.
Get out. You're not on the panel.
Listen to me.
You know, he'll make you.
But that's the thing.
Ain't nobody competing with my. I even had to tell my mother. I said, "Mama, stay on my marriage, and we good. This is how I talk. We good. I don't need your opinion on this." She probably said, "Boy, I said you can say it all you want to, but the truth of the matter is that you're supposed to cover your wife. Y'all supposed to cover your children. Listen to your children. When your child is telling you they don't like your boyfriend, they feel eerie about him. Listen to them. Kids have strong discernment.
They do.
And when you make that decision, you need to have pride in that decision.
That's why y'all gotta be patient.
That you
Y'all
had
gotta be patient. Y'all gotta be patient when y'all start dating. Go over the family. At least have one family dinner to see what kind of crazy family you got. So therefore, if you have a baby, you'll know what kind of babysitter you're gonna end up having in the future.
Right.
That's real. That's real.
All right.
Because stepping in to a relationship where there's already children there, you gotta even know how to maneuver that. You can't just date that one person. You have to date that person plus their child and their family so that you know what you're working with.
And see, let me say this. People always say, "Where the men at? Where the men at? Where the men at?" It's men out here because it seemed like the devil is really playing. Because the promiscuous women keeping men.
keeping them.
Now, just be honest. I just got to be honest with you. They ain't having no trouble. They keep them. Matter of fact, it's like swap meet Louis.
They got a few of them.
Trading them every week. So you all need to know what y'all getting into when you marry. When you talk about marriage, you talking about man. You talking about responsibility. You're talking about you marrying the family. Stop saying I ain't marrying the family. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're marrying the family. Guess what? If his mother gets sick, you might have to bathe her
And move her in, yeah.
and move her in. If you know you can't, and then y'all got strange love. How you love somebody's daughter but don't love the mama and the daddy?
That part.
Y'all quiet. Y'all really quiet
Nope.
tonight.
That doesn't make sense.
You married all us. I would listen, and that's what's wrong with you all that are different. When you start dating and you got a child or you got friends, I'm just saying my opinion. I'll let y'all are best friends. If one of y'all get married, y'all don't stop being best friends because of your spouse.
Correct.
Now, if he don't like you, you might not come over my house as much, but that don't mean I'm gonna denounce you because
Not coming at all, but all right.
Right. This is what we have to understand. I'm not gonna give up everything for you. I'm gonna compromise with you and say, well, if you don't like him like that, I just won't be around. But that is my friend. We'll meet at the pool hall.
Right.
So what I'm trying to tell you is, and then marriage, we're still grown when we're married. We still have an opinion when we're married.
Grown.
There's things that we can do that we shouldn't do out of respect, but we still grown.
Mm-hmm.
You better be in at 10. Ooh, I'm an adult. If I come in at 10, it's out of respect for you, not because I'm married to you. Now y'all quiet. Now y'all ain't gonna say
no. That's
right.
That's good. That needs to be said.
What time you gonna be in? You better be in at 10. What? I've been independent.
Because it's gonna make me come home at 11.
Now you
11:30.
gonna tell me I can't hang out past 11? I'm on probation.
I'm gonna be out till the morning.
That's girls trip. We got it. No, if you've been doing girls trip and that man is insecure, that's gonna be a problem.
Find that out before you get married if he's insecure or not.
Find out all how he gets mad, how he's insecure, how everything is. You need to find out.
If he gotta lay on the phone with you 24/7, asking you 24/7 where you at, what you doing, every time you on the phone with your friends, what y'all doing, what's going on. I'll call you back, but no, why you gotta hang up the phone with me now? He got an attitude because you on the phone with your friends. Oh, boo, wait, hold up.
And this is why I want y'all, and this is why the theory that we have does not necessarily always work. Because the men back then were tougher. It's biblical. It's plain. You're not gonna get grandpa men and men like this. The Bible said the generation will get wiser but weaker. That's the Bible. It said we get wiser but weaker. So if you're not willing to submit to him, and you're not willing to submit to her, don't get married.
Right. Submission works both ways. It's discipline.
Submission works both ways. And then y'all all in the sheets while you're shacking and sinning. But then when you get married, you want to withhold yourself.
Right.
Because you mad.
Right, because you're mad.
That's not the time to do that.
And you're flowing in witchcraft.
Not
When you
either.
withhold yourself, that's witchcraft.
That's witchcraft. Yes, it's
that's
a
the
big
control
thing.
spirit.
Yep.
And you should not withhold yourself except for fasting and praying.
Yep.
That's a good subject to cover.
That's in the Bible. It's in the Bible.
I'm serious. Because people, women really believe that.
That are not sexually satisfied. There's a lot of
people
so
I have a question.
That is not sexually satisfied because no one does our sexuality. All right. I don't know what happened. Somebody must have been praying. Tell Taquera to stop praying against the lie. That's right. All right. That's right. Now you're working in witchcraft.
Okay, so I have a question.
Oh,
for
yeah.
everybody. So
okay.
These days,
to my Baptist brothers. Let me turn it to. Give me this Bible.
It's more women who are sexually active before marriage than not. So if you have already opened that door,
because he King Jaffe Joe. Y'all, are you there? Can y'all hear me?
We hear you.
Yes, we hear you.
We hear you.
Sarita.
We hear you. We hear you.
I can't
you
hear
can't
you.
Hear us?
Answer your question.
Y'all all are gone. I can't hear nobody.
But we
back
hear
in,
you.
log back out.
What?
Let me see.
Huh? You can't hear her? You don't hear us? You hear us?
Bree, can you hear me? Anybody can hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you.
We hear you.
Y'all can hear me? I can't hear you all or nothing. Okay, let me just say, we hear everyone, but I don't know. I can't hear you all. The Bible says in Ephesians 5:21, submit yourselves one towards another. All right? Wives, submit yourselves to your husband as unto the Lord. And then it begins to tell them how our body is not our own. All right?
It's the Lord.
I opened the door and closed it, and it can be done. Yes. And so I can't hear nobody. This is crazy. So we are to submit. Let me see something. I don't know what happened. It got good.
Can you hear us now?
Now I can hear you. Can you hear Alex?
Amen.
What happened?
We don't know. We hear you. We were good.
Yeah.
Solid. Okay. All right. So, yeah. Right. But so Jacob is saying, wait now, Ephesians 5:20 is one verse. Wives, submit to your husband is an over two before his passages. So he want to push that. Well, let me push this one. if a man don't work,
he don't eat.
no. This is
Oh.
hood version. If a man don't work, this is May 101. She ain't got no meat to cook.
Hello.
All right, Alex, answer the question because they said you was asking a question. We got 13 more minutes and we got a long
It's okay.
13 more
Don't
minutes.
worry about the
No,
question.
ask your question, Alex. Go
I don't
ahead.
even remember.
Oh,
You were because everybody was saying, if you withhold sex from somebody, it's witchcraft after it's been open. Is that in marriage alone or just in general? Because realistically, people not waiting to have sex and when they get married.
Okay, I appreciate you asking that, and I have to be careful because for everybody watching me and they want to know my response. So, as the bishop in the Lord's church, the Bible says, "Flee from fornication and all sexual immoralities." We are to flee from that word. Fornication is dealing with the and the parameters is dealing with sexual morality, but it's also the original intent is that we don't have sex outside of our race. Most people don't know that, but that's the Bible. That's the Bible. Mm-hmm. That sex before marriage is not God's will. But then it gets more oxymoronic because we have to deal with what is marriage. Is marriage the vows or is it the sexual act? If we're going to be biblically inclined, we have to ask ourselves, what is marriage? And the Bible really doesn't gives us a lot of instructions. And the guy that gives the instructions, he's not married himself, Paul. But I want you to understand that when you're talking to them, you shouldn't be even having sex if you're not married. I got to tell y'all that as young daughters in the church. I can't be giving y'all a pass dealing with Greek etymology and all that kind of stuff. Sex ruins lives. Sex blesses lives, but sex ruins lives. You can be in a good relationship with a young lady or a man, be like your brother and sister, and have sex and it just go crazy because sex takes you to a place emotionally and spiritually and develop soul ties that can become unhealthy. I hear you, Connie. And so you have to understand, no, you should not be test driving the vehicle before you get married. All right? But to answer your question, that's talking to married folk. All right? So that's talking to married folk. And let me say this, and I know etymology, we deal with fornication and deal with all that kind of stuff, but let's deal with common practical sense. Once you have allowed yourself to have intercourse with another individual, sex is deep. Soul ties are developed. Emotional soul ties are developed. All right? And if the man been with 20 women and you only been with one man, I want you to know sex is so deep that you just involved yourself with the 20 person that he was open with.
Yep. And whoever they've been with.
Whether you like it or not, you have just entered and became one with every demonic entity that person was connected through intercourse, because not only not two, they one. Y'all quiet.
You're right.
Y'all quiet. See, because you're supposed to be abstaining for, the Bible says this. Now y'all got me teaching old school. The Bible said abstain from youthful lust.
Youthful.
Youthful lust. There's a different type of lust that you have when you're youthful. You just might want to go to a party, end up doing that thing, gone. But look what it calls. Let me help you all out. Most, hear me real good, and I'm watching my words because I know everybody watching. They usually watch what I say after I get live and screenshot and send it to somebody like a coward, but I ain't gonna go into that. So More lives have been ruined out. Watch this. Let me just say this. And I got to do the statistics. And I have not cited this, but I can guarantee this, Alex, because I know you're. More lives have been ruined having sex outside of marriage than having sex in a marriage.
I agree.
Okay.
More lives have been ruined outside of marriage than having sex in marriage.
I agree.
So when you're practicing, that's what I go back to it. When he listen, let me deal with it. I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. Got 8 minutes, and I know you're like, where you gotta go. Because I don't want to hold y'all long. But the truth of the matter is, you all got the final prize. See, now the problem is, y'all didn't became more hot than him. So you want it just as bad as he wanted. Because, yeah, the women now are just, I have spoken at colleges, universities, and talked to them. The spirit of porneia is reigning through the earth like anything else. Let me tell you something. Women want it just as more as men. God gave you the power of persuasion, and men cannot live without it. You can control the world.
Well, I can say that, men don't think of it, or men that I've experienced now, just in being single, they don't think of that as a prize. They think of it as an obligation. Or they think, if I don't get it from you, it's too available everywhere. How is it a prize if it's just available?
Because there's a difference between sex and making love with a person that you love. There's a difference between having sex in a car in the alley with or somebody you just met at the club versus having somebody that you love emotionally, that you're a prayer partner with, that you got a soul tie with. You're no longer having sex. You actually in worship. And God gets glory with that. You can have sex with the wrong man and the wrong woman. It will ruin your life. Think about it. Magic Johnson would have never cured the HIV disease if he wouldn't have had sex outside of marriage. How many people have, outside of the drugs or using dirty needles, have acquired sex, watch this, have acquired STDs because they're having multiple relationships with women outside of marriage? How many children don't have a father or maybe possibly a mother because they're having children outside of a marriage? Talk to me, somebody.
Right.
Most men that sleep with you and you're sleeping with you the first night I met you, he ain't making love to you. He hitting it till he quit it and gone by the next woman. But a real man is not gonna make love to 4 or 5 women. He can sleep with 4 or 5 women, but he's not gonna make love to 4 or 5 women.
Agreed.
Yep.
Agreed.
Y'all don't have to look so sad though. Y'all looking like y'all looking still.
No, we're listening to you. You're right.
So it goes back to the 1990s. Bill, you asking what a man at? If I say I want to buy a pet alligator, what would you say? Let's just mess with Sarita. You say I want the best pizza in the world. Where you gonna go? Besides Italy, I'm talking about the United States. Where the first place you gonna go? New York. New York. So you all are looking for men in the wrong places because they are not in the church.
Nope. Oh.
I'm just going to tell you that right now. You all are looking for men in all the wrong places. They are not in the church.
I don't even be looking in there.
I wasn't. So one of my friends, I ain't going to say her name, I've been teaching this for at least 2 years. I said, go to Lowe's. Do something, but y'all don't ever listen to me. Y'all listen to everybody else. I said, go to Lowe's and walk around and see all the men that's in Lowe's.
They be in there.
They're in Lowe's. I told y'all to go to happy hour. I said, go to happy hour, get your little coat, walk around, and just sit there. Put your laptop out. I guarantee you the probability of somebody will try to talk to you versus you just in the church. They're not in the church, sweetheart. And the ones that's in the church, you probably don't want.
At all.
I told somebody that. They was like, no. I was like, I'm so serious.
No, it's bad. It's really bad.
It's sad when you have to say you don't want anybody in church. It's sad when you have to say that.
You really, there's nothing wrong. Yeah. So you all have to really pray. I don't have the answers for you. I'm not gonna try to have that. You got to do this. Bishop know the answer. Bishop don't know the answer. Because I'm like, I mean, I just, you know. And then let me say this: I don't want to discourage anybody, and I don't want to take this wrong, because we have Sister Connie on here, and she's marrying Minister Taquarius. I don't want it to be said because they did not wait a year or two that it won't work. We're not going to speak word curses. We're going to speak word blessings.
Correct.
Because the truth of the matter is that there are marriages that work that the man or the woman didn't even know each other's first name because they was married through arrangement. Anything is possible when God is in it. So we're not going to speak defeat. We're not going to speak defeat on that. It's a righteous thing, but we just said in general practice. But sometimes there are phenomenons that things when the person, you got to know. My point is, if you know that you know, that's all that matters.
And I know this was different times, but my own parents, they dated for 6 months and they was married in 9. And they were married for almost 34 years before my dad passed. So it does work, but it takes both people to make it work.
But you are a reflection of what you learned then, Connie. You're a reflection of what you learned. But let me say this, and I'm hard on Taquarius and any sons, because your daddy was a responsible man. It ain't gonna work if he ain't responsible. I'm not saying Taquarius, I'm just saying any man. You can't put a time on God. You can't put a timing on God. And when God does something, I told somebody this yesterday, he does it suddenly. Some of y'all saying you want a man, you may meet him tomorrow. Then what? Are you ready?
Ooh.
If God sends our church 500 members, are we ready? If God sends you your increase, are you ready?
Right.
So the question is, you have to prepare yourself. What you are now in, you're not single and lonely. You're lonely, but you're good, but you're preparing yourself. Get yourself together. And then this day and time, let me tell you something. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
They don't like Aunt Bishop. They don't like when you say that.
No. Because you don't want, there's too many men that will walk off and leave you hanging and dry. You better secure your future and secure yourself. All right? Because I've seen people date 10 years and get divorced.
Period.
So you can't put no time on it. People always try to put a time on it. I'm just saying, general practice, you should get to know an individual.
Correct.
That's all I'm saying. And that's what I'm teaching. And if you're marrying anybody that I help raise, you really need to know that God is approving this. Especially if his name is Taquarius, Amere, Armani, under any of them. You need to know it's God. All right? All right. I thank God. That's all I'm saying. You just need to know it's God. And I appreciate all that, because those are some good young men. They are good young men. They are good young men, and I appreciate that. Anybody have any closing remarks? I think now this is the night that since y'all on the panel, y'all got to get the first. Y'all Taroma seats. Since y'all on the panel, got to teach y'all. Y'all send y'all $20, $30. AMC and then 44. Yeah. Oh.
No,
write it down.
I remember
write it down there. So Sarita.
Yes, sir.
Put it out there. What type of man are you looking for?
I just honestly, I had to put a pause on it.
Wait a minute. See, I wanted you to correct me. What type of man are you looking for, Alex?
What type of man, or what characteristics of a man?
Right. Either one, you can play with it, whatever you want.
Oh, I like a man that make me feel safe, that don't play about me, that loves me dearly,
unconditionally. Wait a minute. Let me ask Bree. Bree still on? Chanela has a man. All right. So let me ask y'all this question. Y'all ready? I said, what kind of man are you looking for? From this day forward, we don't want you to looking for no man.
No.
Stop doing it. You're setting yourself up for false expectation. No woman should never look for a man.
She should
expect this type of man.
That's why I asked about the characteristics of a man.
Stop looking for a man. and do what God told you to do, because they that wait upon the Lord.
I don't
Stop
believe.
looking. It's false expectation.
But if they look good, Bishop, I'm gonna be looking. I'm just gonna say that.
You can look like I ain't
Look
saying
for,
that.
don't look
I ain't
for.
Blind.
Look at, don't look for.
Blind.
If they fine, I'm gonna be looking.
He's
Oh,
saying, look at, don't look for.
oh my
Just look
God.
at.
The daughters of
That's
abundant
it.
faith is so hilarious.
That's it.
Oh,
He's saying, look
anybody,
at.
any last words y'all want to say? Anything y'all want to say? Okay, this is my sister Sarita. This is my sister Sarita. Look at it. That's a beautiful picture, right? Just beautiful. Look all this church.
That is not, that's what people do on my page. I get tagged and stuff. This shit.
No. Listen, I'm just saying. All the singers.
Right.
Talking about my generation. Let's go to.
Got that Prophetess Miles anointing.
Yeah, let's go to Prophetess Miles.
Get off of them.
Get off their Facebook, Bishop.
Prayer.
I pray.
Get off of
Prayer
them.
is powerful. Oh, that's one nice picture. Okay, preaching, praying.
Pastor, can I say something?
Yes,
I should be able to determine something about you
you.
on your Facebook, not about going forward, ladies.
Y'all know what? I don't even be on Facebook like that no more.
Well, that's the way of the world. People are not going to find. Listen, Sarita, in our day, people went to church and musicals to hook up, right? And they went to the club. Now people are going to social media.
I know.
So you have to go on social media to present your way, because that's where the single men are coming. And matter of fact, this is the senior citizen home Facebook. They are on TikTok and on IG. I bet y'all don't even have an account.
I do have an IG.
No, I'm not going to yours, Alex. No, I'm not. Alex and Ashia said, go to mine. No, I'm not doing it. I'm like Kevin Hart. No.
Now my IG is better than my Facebook. I got more pictures on my All right, don't do it.
Oh gosh. Y'all
I just want to say,
can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So when they go to these ladies' pages you're referencing, do they see God or them?
Neither.
They might be scaring them. They might be like, "Oh, that's God." They be like, "That is Jesus himself."
But is it meant to see? Is it meant to see God, or is it
you
meant
too
to see
saved or
who
too
they are?
churchy? Chances are they no.
But just a simple walking down the street. You don't know, regardless whether you see me walking down the street or whatever. I can have on my jeans and sneakers, or some shorts and sneakers and a t-shirt. What? So that's still all God, and a book bag on my back.
It's a or. It's a. Do you want to get saved today? That means just.
That is not. And I tell people, like, you could catch me today, my face will be beat. Maybe not. My face, I may not have makeup on. It's any day with me. I don't always have to be all done up. So what?
No, not done up. Danielle says she's seen you in jeans and sneakers, still look like God.
Thank you.
Pastor, can I rephrase that a little bit?
Let me ask y'all this. And y'all about to say, Bishop, don't do that, because Lady May about to kick me off of this. Are y'all willing to let an advanced woman take y'all through what they're looking for today? I'm trying to guard what I'm saying. Because this can be very discouraging. But don't let it fool you, saints. Let me hear you. Now the Holy Spirit is talking to me. Don't let these women who are promiscuous fool you. Those are potential sex partners. Those are not husbands.
Right.
So don't get discouraged because you see this little promiscuous husband with a different man all the time and somewhere this time, and taking the saints zaddies and all that. Y'all don't get discouraged by that. because those are sex partners. Those men are not going to marry the women.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to do it. So just don't compromise and just enjoy your life. Enjoy your life. And take a girls trip. Well, y'all ain't never took a girls trip.
I just went away.
Who did you go with?
Nobody. I went by myself.
See, that's attractive too. Men like a group of girls. So if it's a group of girls, you want to holler at different ones. You can't be looking like only the lonely. Only the only lonely. No, I'm trying to tell you. Now, yeah, I just got to tell y'all that. So this was been a girls trip. You listen to me. Men like girls trip. They like to encounter. If there's four, you could be watching. You could be standing there by yourself versus a guy, a group of girls, 4 to 5 girls. A guy be like, wow, look at them. I'm gonna go holler at them because men are hunters. Men like a challenge. All right.
I feel that.
Right. So men like a challenge. Don't. And I'm not gonna tell no women how to dress. I would not dare do that. Lady May, somebody else can ask you. But Lady May don't know herself. But a shit or something, they can ask you all. I don't think it's in the dress. Cause watch this. I use Charnella as an example. And this is honest God truth. Charnella and some other people came with short mini skirts. I mean, they were mini. Not many, but mini. But even though she wore a short skirt, I never saw a harlot spirit on her. So it's not always in the clothes. Don't fool yourself. Because then I know some people in the church I've saw with skirt all the way to their ankles, but the spirit in which they walk in is harlotry.
Mm-hmm.
No, so I didn't see that. I seen Jackie when she her short. She just looked like a blueberry picker, corn, this country. I mean, just sweet and nice, but she didn't look like a harlot.
Right.
So people always talking about it's in your clothes. It's not in your clothes. It's really not in your clothes. It's really in the spirit in which you possess and which you carry. Because you can tell a thought even the way they shout. You can tell a homemonger preacher where he preached. It's just a discernment. Y'all quiet. Let me get off here.
Nah, you good. You good. I hear you. My thing is, I just say,
don't get discouraged, you all.
No, I like this was a good panel. But I will say, taking into account everything that was said today, I hope it did bless some people, even though a lot of it was, it was very good information. It was informative, even for me at my age, we can all learn from each other. And that's something that we need to all take into account. We don't know everything because we are older than some or younger.
I'll tell you what, Sharita, let me stop you right now. Let me challenge you, Carmen, Donna, Prophetess Cassandra. Let me challenge every single woman to come with me Friday.
Okay.
Get dressed up and come with me Friday. I don't want my sister to come. But I want y'all to come with me Friday.
Okay.
Friday is the International Men's Conference in Raleigh in the Church of God in Christ. Donna need help because she always married some Jamaicans or talking to some old foreigners and don't be knowing what they're saying. You all could drive a carload and go down to the men's conference. See, the problem is, it's not that you all are not ready. You just fishing in the wrong pond. You remember they toured all night? What did Jesus tell them to do? Go to the other side. And then they got a net-breaking miracle. I guarantee you, if they don't happen in the men's conference, go to St. Louis with me. A plethora of men. Now you all are in your environment.
Okay. You said Friday?
Yeah, we might go Friday. I think we need to take a couple carloads down there and show you all. and some saved men, or especially when I preach, because I know how to matchmake.
You done got in trouble for that.
Lady May said, "No, he don't." Yeah, I do. All right, you all send that Taruma seed in. I didn't waste my. I didn't put power. Jacqueline sent hers in. All of you all send your Taruma seed in. That's a shame, folks. If only 4 people give me a Taruma seed one more time, I'm gonna be in Tennessee for the next 6 weeks because y'all don't do right. All right, y'all ain't gonna do me like that. I done gave y'all Kevin Samuel's information, Jesus, Paul, Peter, and everybody else, and y'all don't do me right. All right, thank you, Jacqueline. So I wanted to say that. They say read my comment. Penny, the auto examiner won't give it to her. Alex says she don't need no help. Danielle, let me ask y'all a question because I see y'all got a special cut anointing. Y'all got a Chanela, you on there? Y'all got a good special cut anointing. You all say I got rid of him. He's a liar. Do you get rid of a guy because he lied? See, that's what y'all listen. Wait a minute. Let me ask y'all.
It's not the
No.
lie. Are you asking everybody, or are you just asking?
Yeah, just anybody.
Oh.
I know nobody likes a liar, but I think it depends on what he's lying about.
Exactly.
Alex will cut him off and don't know the person no more.
Huh?
First of all, that's my business.
No, but that's true. I was saying Alex has a good cutoff spirit too. She'll cut
But
him
that
off.
ain't good because I know some other people got.
That's my business.
Because now you got access. Sarita, you help me out. We're gonna say he's really not a cheater if you all not married.
Period. Well, not really.
But if you lying now,
No. I know y'all don't like that. Y'all don't like
but
that.
if you lying now, and then we get married.
No. In a relationship, nobody should be lying.
Exactly.
But y'all not in a relationship.
Hear me real good. If you're not married, you're not obligated to much of anything unless you have a verbal commitment as you're doing so. You tell them we are in covenant relationship without that because you can't be single and married too.
Mm.
You are single until you're married.
Some people don't see it like that, especially.
But I don't care how you see it. It's the truth.
I like
They
that.
don't see it like that, Pastor, because it's not taught no more. That's why they don't see it.
Right.
They don't,
It's the
because but
same
I
for
like
women
the way
and
you're
men.
saying it.
It's the same for women and men.
Yeah.
When you see, because first of all right. Thank you, Marilyn, for your Taruma seed. I wonder why she ain't got hers, and Sarita and Aquarius and Connie. I'm waiting. Y'all, come on.
I was doing mine. I was doing mine and started talking.
That's right. So here it is. Listen to me. Every man will lie. Every woman. But it's some things you can't tolerate. Some things you can't take a lie about. But you all need to take this little fictitious bar judge and rule talking about if he lying, I ain't gonna be wild. I'm done. Stop it. Because you lying now.
Mm.
The truth of the matter is you have to ask yourself, you have to stop thinking you're married when you're single. And a lot of times people, I'm looking at the wrong one.
People think that being
all right. A lot of times people, thank you, Mother Arrington. Thank you, Penny. Thank you, Cassandra. I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong phone fussing. I'm sorry. All right. Now listen, y'all hear me good. When you're in an open relationship and just starting off, you should be honest and say, yes, we're friends. I have other friends.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all trying to act like y'all married. Y'all ain't married. Let me prove it to you. If you're dating a guy and one of y'all pass or transition, that person you're dating cannot make the call for your life. Or where you're going to be buried, where you're going to be what? Your next of kin or your parents going to have to say so. Am I saying something?
Yep.
So there's no there's no room to argue or lie to a man. Women should lie and men should lie. You should be honest. And when you honest with a person and they know the truth, sometimes people then lie to themselves and create a fantasy that was never discussed and never talked about. And then that's what happened. But you should never be a liar, whether you're a man or female, whatever. And if you married and you lying, now you're really in trouble.
Right.
Y'all quiet now.
You right.
Y'all don't like this kind of stuff.
I love it. I agree.
Because we got a lot of single folks acting like they married. Y'all ain't married. Thank you, daughter. Thank you, Tanisha. Y'all, I had to pull y'all teeth for this. What's wrong with y'all? All right. Thank you, man. So I'm just going to tell you, even if you, listen, let me just tell some dog, because the truth of the matter is, even if you know somebody got to know somebody. See, let me ask you, Sarita, because I don't want to ask my sister, my daughter. I'm asking my sister. Sarita's a sister, not a daughter. Connie's a daughter. Let me say this. How do you feel about two women single or two men single liking the same? Let me show you how it is with men. If two men like the one girl that is single, it's open bars. May the best man win. But you all feel like, I ain't competing against nobody. Why not? I'm just asking a question as a host. I ain't telling you to do so. I'm just asking you a question as a host.
A lot of times, well, for me,
Roddy, the seed offering is $100 because you blessed, and that's what it is. AM Senior 44. Roddy Wilson, my son, he asked for the seed offering. I done prayed him through, and he had a lovely wife, and she's beautiful, and they saved $100. AM SR 44. Roderick Woodson. Amen. God bless you. My. That's Roderick. All right. Go ahead.
I feel, for me personally, it is what it is. Whatever you choose, that's on you.
No.
I don't.
I ain't gonna let you off the hook. I can't let you off the hook.
Me?
I can't let you off the hook.
I don't compete.
No,
I don't fight.
No, Danielle. I gotta get Danielle, my sis. I gotta get y'all.
I don't.
That is the big. You all think that, don't y'all?
What?
Y'all think what God has for you is for you, don't you?
No, I just don't compete.
No. Don't ever think that. But the thief comes to will do what?
Steal, kill, and destroy.
So you can sit up there and let another cleanup woman take your man if you want to, believing what God has for you is for you. That's not accurate.
I'm not doing that.
Yes.
But if you want, I'm still going to do what I need to do. You want me? I understand. We're going to work it out. But
no, Sarita. No, wait. See, look,
I'm
that New York coming out of you. Look at it.
Sorry.
No, hear me what I'm saying. Hear me what I'm saying. Hear me. You may have to compete. Are you willing to compete for what you love?
For what I love? If I'm in love, yeah, I'm willing to.
Thank you. So these women need to stop saying, oh, he with her a little bit. No. I'm not fighting over a man. I'm not going to lower my standards.
That's what I'm talking about.
But let me tell you something. This is not just for women either. This is for men. If you date a single woman who tells you, I have a friend, there's nothing wrong with that man competing with another man to pursue you and win you.
And this is my thing. This is another thing that I have.
Danielle talking about ain't nobody got time for that. That's why I've cheated on. She's just gonna be single.
But then this is my thing. If you have a woman that you are interested in, and you really want her, then you have to show her. Don't make her feel that she's not that important as well.
Right.
Because if I'm not that important to you, I'm not important enough to spend my birthday with. If you know my birthday is coming up and it means something to me.
That's right.
And you can't spend that day with me. Don't get mad.
No. I think you misheard me.
No.
Don't hear me with your emotions.
No. I hear you.
Know what? On your birthday, I could take you to Mastro's in DC on Wednesday. I could take you to New York to another fine and then I could fly you to Detroit on your birthday. But just because it's your birthday, I give you all the time that you need. But what I'm telling you, let me tell you this. But afterwards, What you don't understand is I've been off and on with this I got this case right now before me. I've been off and on with this individual. We just friends. Not me. I'm talking about another person. We're just friends. But when women hear certain words, it just triggers them. When they hear compete or submission or certain things, it triggers them. Let me rearrange my verbiage, because let me rearrange my
So
verbiage.
why is it such a big thing when a woman says she has a friend, or
That's what I'm telling you.
my
It's
best
okay.
friend?
That's what I'm telling you.
But he'll have this whole big fit. Well,
No.
he's your friend. Why is he your friend? No, but he's my best friend.
He's my right. That's what I'm telling you.
Like
That now you hear what I'm saying. On both spectrums, we have to stop acting as though we are married and get that because women and men feel entitlement. Men feel because they pay your bills, because they take you shopping, they can come over when they want to. But if it's my apartment, I don't care what you pay. You can't just come over my house, regulate, dictate. You can't just drive my car because you help me pay my car note. I'm still independent. I'm still single. So what I'm telling you is, most people don't hear this, and they say what they ain't gonna do. But the truth of the matter is, you may be doing it, not even knowing it.
right.
And so this is what, this is what I'm saying to you. What I'm saying to you is that if I met you this week and I just met this other girl like 30 days, and both are interesting, and I'm getting to know you both at the same time, I should be open and honest with you, with both of you, say, yeah, I met this girl from New York. She's nice. She's cool. We hang out sometime. This is what 40 and 50-year-olds do. 40
Exactly.
and 50-year-olds don't date like 30-year-olds.
Nope, they don't.
40 and 50-year-olds don't date like they 20 and lie. I ain't got to lie for nothing. A real man is going to tell you this is what it is. And a real woman should be able to have that same voice to tell you this is what it is. I have a friend, and if he cannot handle that, two things he's going to do. He's going to step it up, or he's going to run away. I'm telling y'all, this is free game. And so what I'm telling you, you're not obligated to anything that has not put a ring on your finger.
And that's
and waiting for you to walk down the aisle. But we think we commit to things that's not committed to us, and we get our feelings in it, and then we get hurt, and then we call him a liar, we call him that, we call him this. But the truth of the matter is, you started off wrong.
Because you gave them that access.
See, Danielle, she's young, and let me read her comment. Let me read her comment. Let me read this precious people. Her feet swole. So let me read. I just mean, if you're going to cheat, you are going to do it whether I'm fulfilling your needs or not. I'm not talking about cheaters. You're not cheating if you're single. You're not cheating if you're open and seeking a date. You're not cheating. You're not cheating when you are single and you have friends. You're not cheating unless you have indulged and told that person you are in a committed relationship. You are not cheating if a man takes you out to dinner that is not what we would call main school. That's not cheating. You have open friendship. And so you all are jumping into the deep and don't know what lies in the bottom of the ocean. So what you have to do is at least surface what's going on.
Exactly.
All right, this is the truth. So we come in, this is my man. Did he say that? Or did you say that?
Right.
That's my woman. Did she say that? Or did you say that? Because you may have this perspective that she's your woman, she's your man, but they might not have that same agreement.
And you putting them in a place and giving them a title that they're not ready for.
And you put pressure on them, and then they out.
Yes. Exactly.
See, you see the conversation out? Now we talking some real game. Now some of these young folks that was on here, they just want to have sex and enjoy life. They ain't talking about no life insurance. They ain't talking about no game. They just want to get in the sheets, test the car out, and they got age. They're in their 20s and beginning 30s. But the truth of the matter is, when you get to when you get to a point that we are at, you ain't got time to be playing games. Yes, I'm dating. Who bought you that hat? Oh, one of my friends.
Yep.
That's who bought you that Chanel purse? One of my friends. You gonna buy me one to step it up, buy a better one. No, that's not. But unless y'all can see it like that, it'll never happen. It'll happen. And so that's why you gotta You gotta wait till you ain't gotta hide for nobody. When you're single, where you was at last night? I noticed you. Who talked? One of my friends from New York took that picture. They were down and they took me out to State 48. You ain't gotta. Oh, I don't know who that was. See, because when you start lying,
Don't get caught.
when you start lying, that causes complications. Because now my emotions in it. And then sometimes you gotta say, now then you gotta remind them. You gotta put the ball back in their court. You gotta say, now listen, I told you when we first started dating that Cynthia was my friend.
Yeah.
I told you when we started dating that Junior was my boy. That's one of the homeboys. That's one of the homies. So if you see us out over there, they said they saw you with Junior at the club. I told you in the beginning, remember? I don't want to hurt you. I respect you, but I told you that was my friend in the first place. So what are you talking about? We're grown here. I care about you. I sustain you. You haven't bought no promise ring, no engagement. You ain't bought nothing. All right? You ain't took me nowhere. You ain't stepped up. I can't depend on you to help me pay my bills. Y'all ain't saying nothing.
You saying it. You saying it. That's just it.
Yeah, my sister said I enjoy dating in 40s. It's definitely not your 30s. There's something about knowing what you want. Yeah, it's different. It's different. And when you have children,
it's totally different.
When you're dating, you're not only dating for yourself, but you're dating for your church, your ministry. You're dating for your children, your grandchildren. See, it's not just like, you're not like Alex. It's just me. Let's go to A-League and it's done. Yeah. You have responsibilities. All right. So you all that have responsibilities, you can't just up and do something.
Nope.
You got to see if you can manage your life.
Can you?
Well, I done said a lot today, and I'm sure my food is cold, but I appreciate it. Next time we're going to have a conversation with me and Evangelist Simpson. And I think that Sarita, you was powerful today. Pastor Sarita, I'm sorry. You were powerful today. I really enjoyed it. Where are y'all folks at?
They here.
What y'all got some boys in that house?
Yes, and I done cook.
Oh, let me see your face when you said it. Now turn the camera around. I want to see you in the house. Excuse me? All right. Let's keep turning the camera. Keep turning it. Let me see. All right. There you go. I like that. That's right. Now y'all making me proud. That's right. All right.
Gang, Bishop. Gang.
Y'all supposed to date and have fun, play spades, and do all that kind of stuff. All right. That's what you're supposed to do in life. Always try to go to church and wonder why you ain't got no man. All right. Y'all, so tell them to invite their uncles over. Y'all invite Cerritos. Tell them to invite their brothers over. Taquarius wanted to be the big baby bishop. He's baby bishop. He wants you to fix his plate and all that kind of stuff. Now let me tell you something. Tell Taquarius this. You gonna tell him what I tell you to tell him? Say there's nothing wrong with you being baby bishop. Tell him.
There's nothing wrong with you being baby bishop.
But Lady May don't have to work.
But Lady May don't have to what? Work.
I don't want to be on
What'd he say? And tell him if he feels some type of way, come over to the house and then we've got a whole backyard and I can really show him who uncle, who ain't. We don't care about him getting mad. And we can go live with it. Yeah, that's how you do it. Tell him to call my phone. He used to call my cell phone. Believe me. He got attitude because call me on my cell phone. Okay, I got 2 of them, Aquarius. Come on, call over there and come over here and get a good old butt whipping. If he cut up on you, County, we gonna give him a good old butt whipping. Don't worry about it. He's spoiled. Ain't nobody scared of Aquarius. He get these hands. All right, love you all, and
love you.
I appreciate you all. And look at Roderick. What Roderick? Come on, Roderick. Oh, he sent it. Thank you, Lord. I love you. Connie, don't you take down for him. He's spoiled. Don't worry about him. I got your back. Don't worry about it. I got your back for at least I got you for at least another month and a half. He ain't running nothing. All right. God bless y'all. Peace.